Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Prison Architect. I saw a bunch of comments underneath the last episode that mentioned that I've set my visitation up wrong for the Supermax prison over here, which is completely true. You are completely right. And for those of you that didn't quite catch it, what I've done is set it up so that our visitors would be coming through this main corridor right here, which is not what I want them to do, and that my prisoners would be here on the left. Now, fortunately, this is a super quick fix. We just need to rotate these visitor booths to put the prisoners on the right side of this space. And then with that done, all I need to do is say that this side is going to be for Supermax, down here is going to be for Supermax, and then the space on the left is visitors only. Now, I don't actually know if we're allowing our Supermax prisoners to have visitors. I believe we are, in fact, allowing them to have visitors, which is totally fine. We could actually disable some of the little policies and programs we have here for them. I'm kind of considering something like a mail room. That might not be a terrible idea. We haven't actually done a mail room anywhere. And if we look into our danger levels, I honestly don't know that we need one. I mean, family is getting up there a little bit. That's kind of concerning. If we have a look at minimum security, family is kind of a big problem. If we look at medium security, it is less of a problem, but we do have some that are furious about it. If we look at maximum security, it's honestly about the same. And if we look at the Supermax guys, that's not the button I wanted. If we look into Supermax right there, it is actually probably the better of the bunch. So maybe they don't get a mailroom. maybe they don't get a mailroom. I might give them a shop though, simply because there is demand for luxuries in here, and that might help calm them down a little bit. Although, for the most part, I know that most of their frustrations are coming from the constant cycle of my gang leader is in solitary confinement. Oh, he's back out of and he's back in solitary. It's that back and forth that's been causing us a lot of problems, and there might be something I can do about it. I sort of have an idea for something I could try and do about it. If we go into intelligence and we go to gangs, we can see where everybody happens to be. And something we could do is go to each individual inmate. So you, for example, you're in green gang. We could move you into that cell right there. And we can see what gang they're in by the icon. So if I went to this cell, I could grab this guy. I could change him to next door to his other gang member. We could grab this guy as well and move them into this cell. We can grab this one and move them into, you get the idea. You can kind of see where I'm going with this. Basically, I could sort of move them around so that first thing in the morning, they wake up, they look across the hall, and they're like, hey, neighbor, fellow gang member, instead of waking up in the, I think I just snorted a little bit laughing there. That's a first. Let's not do that again. Yeah, that's the idea. That's the idea. I don't know if it would work. I'm pretty sure it won't, because obviously they're going to be overlapping in the yard. They're going to be overlapping in the chapel and the canteen and visitation and on the way to parole and whatnot. So I'm not really too sure how useful this would realistically be to do, but I think it's interesting to maybe try and maybe get them to chill a little bit. I doubt it works. I have my doubts. And I mean, it looks cool, right? That's something we have going for us. The only problem that we have with this is that everyone in solitary technically doesn't have a normal cell with just how the game works. So it's entirely likely that some of these guys are gang members. In fact, I think most of them, you're a gang member, you're a gang member, you're a gang member. Yeah, most of them are gang members. My point being that they're going to get out of solitary at some point and they're going to get put into just whatever cell is available for them. So this is probably pointless, all things considered. I think the easiest way to solve these gang problems would be to, I guess, build separate wings with separate yards and separate canteens and sort of separate the gangs that way. That's not really something I'm willing to do right now, but it would technically be possible if I wanted to do that level of micromanagement, which, again, I don't really want to do. How are you? Wait, what? Okay, the death row inmates are in gangs as well. Good. Everybody's in a gang around here. That's great. Great. Perfect. Anyway, a little something that I would like to do today is build our criminally insane wing of the prison. It is going to be on this island out here, but before we do that, I want to build something down here. I want to build just an extension to our solitary capacity for the entire facility, and I think the easiest way to do that is going to be to build out just a big old perimeter wall corridor thing to about that spot. And I think the simple way that I'm going to make this happen, I don't really want to give them beds. I mean, they will lose their mind if they can't sleep. They don't like that. But my thinking would be that we just have a bunch of solitary cells the entire way across here, just as many as I can fit into this space. They are going to be shared, so anyone from anywhere across any of the prisons can be brought to this row of solitary cells. That seems interesting, at the very least. It definitely seems like a choice that I'm making. Not sure it's a good one, but it's an interesting one. And, of course, at least it wasn't a guard. Oh, that might have been. Hold on, there's a third one. This is the third one a guard? The third one's a guard. The fourth one's a guard, too. Okay. And the sixth one is presumably also... Okay, they're rioting. Good. Okay, that's just perfect. That's a lot. That's a lot of prisoners rioting. Can I get a pretty fierce guard response over here? Like as many as we can possibly manage into that space would be great. I think I mean, we've dealt with it, which is good. I don't love that we start the day with a riot, and presumably there's going to be a gang leader going to solitary as a result of this. Let's get some guards down there as well. There's someone losing his mind. Let's get some guards down here just to double check that everything's okay. Some guards up here to make sure that everything's okay. And I think everything's okay. That's good. The Spec Ops team, I think, can go away. They're basically useless. We've done nothing with them. And I'm going to go back to my solitary project because I get the feeling I'm going to need this little solitary project after that riot. So we'll demolish this wall. We can, I suppose, go ahead and say that we want to just dismantle all of these trees. I'm not really hurting for money right now, so this isn't a money thing. It's just a convenience thing. We will dismantle up to about there and there. I would kind of like to make that all a priority. I don't want my workers doing anything else anywhere else. Not that there is really anything else for them to do right now, but this will just make my life a little bit easier. And I suppose we can also go and do our running track in here so they can get back and forth that little bit quicker. I'm getting really sick of this. I'm getting, why are you still beating that man? He is unconscious. Can you, okay. You literally beat him to within an inch of his life. That's okay. I know why they're annoyed. We have multiple gang leaders that are going to be in solitary. We have blue gang leader in here. We have red gang leader here who was just beat up and is probably being escorted to solitary. I think it might be an idea to enable free fire in Supermax, which I don't love doing, but if anybody's getting murdered, it's not going to be my guards anymore. In other news, though, this is all coming along really nicely. We have utilities going in. I've decided that this little building, this little room down here is going to be a water closet. It's going to be a hot water boiler so that we can get hot water to the showers that will eventually be going into this space. And naturally, the game has forgotten several of the spots that I want to put the pipes in. Of course it has. It's totally fine. Totally fine. Never frustrated me, not even once. How are we looking for the electrical cable? We're looking okay on the electronics side of things. We just need to get it all connected together. I guess we want to get some toilets into all of this space. I think this is about 20 solitary cells, if I'm not mistaken. It is 22 solitary cells, $2,200. So 22 cells. That's pretty solid as far as I'm concerned. We'll get some shower heads across here as well so that they can shower while they're in solitary. And we'll also get a little drain right here so that we don't flood the place while they're taking a shower or when they break the toilet, which is entirely possible. I've also kind of decided that I'm gonna put more guards into more spaces during our work and free time block during the day because we are having some problems with medium security as well. I think we can probably do similar down here, although I know that in this particular facility, we did do a lot with patrols. It might not be a bad idea to just kind of assign another couple of guards to that yard. And I mean, we have them assigned to these spaces already, so reasonably we shouldn't need to do more than what we've got going on right now. But I think we'll just sort of do a little something like this and see if that helps us out. This space down here, I'm going to put one in. Again, we have some patrols going on, so we don't necessarily need to do that. And I also just want to have a look and see what our little regime happens to be, because we do have that free time and yard slot there, which is giving us some problems too. I mean, most of our problems are in the morning when they wake up, which is not exactly ideal. But I think from this little gap here from 10, 11, and 12, it might not be a terrible idea, especially, I mean, maximum security don't have free time. The Supermax guys don't have free time. But again, it might not be a terrible idea just to make sure that we have enough going on, because medium security absolutely do have free time. So we're going to just really go in on making sure that we have enough guards everywhere. We'll put one armed guard in there, one armed guard in there. We can do that. That should be fine. I don't want to turn on, I really don't want to turn on free fire for everything, but we'll see if that ends up working out, I suppose. Now, the good news is that I'm pretty sure we're now in a spot where we have 64 solitary cells. That is wild. Thankfully, we're going to be going up to 87 of them now, which is kind of nuts, but that's probably good. I imagine we'll have some people coming down here. I also imagine that we probably want to look at deployment, we probably want to look at patrols, and we probably want to get some guards going back and forth here. So from here to about there, and basically at all times, we are going to say, I want to say 2 guards. I might even do some armed guards. I don't think we're going to need dogs. I really don't think we're going to need dogs, but I think some armed guards and some regular guards down here will be worth having. I also can't help but notice that all of our MinSec guys are complaining about clothing and how their clothing is a bit of a mess. They're also complaining about safety quite a bit, but clothing seems to be a major problem, which is weird because we do have a laundry room right here and we do have a laundry room over here. Do we have people assigned to this? We don't in this one, which I guess makes sense because it is a... Oh, you know, we might want to put people in there. I know that we've kind of got this set up as staff only, but I think we want to set this up for prisoners to work in as well, because I don't know that we have enough staff. I could get more. I will admit I have gone up to 300 guards to see if that helps us out a little bit. I'm going to go up to 40 janitors and see if that helps us out a little bit. I have my doubts, but we'll see what happens. We can also go to deployment. We can go to MinSec. We'll say that this is now MinSec. We can go to this door and dismantle it and swap it out for something else. And we will now need to make sure that during work hours, we maybe have 2 guards assigned in there just to make sure that everything's okay. Let's not forget, though, that we do want to make sure we have this regular door on here so that it's kind of a nice little enclosed room. And if we look down towards solitary, we don't have anyone here yet. Do we have anyone waiting for solitary? 1. Okay. That's fine. How have we gone... Oh, I was just wondering how we've gone down in terms of the death row inmates, but I realized one of them must have been approved for their, you know, getting off a death row, which is good for them, I guess. Good for them. You know, it's interesting. There's that much going on with this absolute mess of a prison right now that I'm not entirely convinced that I'm going to get around to criminally insane prisoners today. But what I would really like to do is get this CCTV monitor up and running, because we have it down there in that security room, but we're not using it. And I actually think it might be really beneficial to go ahead and get a CCTV monitor in here. Because if we built one, say, there and maybe there and, well, there, and then we do the same thing down at the bottom, we might be in with a chance of actually getting a good idea of what some of the prisoners are doing, and we might be able to have sort of automated guard responses to any of their misbehavior, which would be kind of a lovely thing to do. So I think what I'd like to do here is a camera in that spot and a camera in that spot. I'm going to have those sort of turn in so that we're completely covering this corridor. These ones will kind of cover the top ends of the corridors. We might have some blind spots in the middle, but for the most part, we'll be able to cover a lot of what's going on there. I think, well, how many, oh, I don't remember how many cameras this guy can operate at a time. It is 8 max, which I guess that would be. So 3 at the bottom, 2 in the middle, 3 at the top. That's going to give us 8. Let's try this. Let's start with these 8 cameras and we'll see what we can do. We'll see if they end up being even remotely useful. The ones at the ends are going to be locked to just sort of face straight down the corridors. Like I said, these ones in the middle will be pointed sort of in towards each other. So we should end up with some pretty good coverage. And, you know, I think it's safe to say that the cameras are working. We are getting some automatic guard responses to a lot of what's going on up here, and it is resulting in prisoners being shot with shotguns, which is it's not exactly ideal, but it is... it's something. It's certainly something. We've also, oh, for God's sake, how? Oh my God. I'm honestly so tired of these legendary prisoners. If you want the honest truth, so here's the thing. I mentioned in the last episode that this is going to be our final regular episode of Prison Architect. We will do some escape mode after this. Still 100% the plan. And to be fair, I do think building a criminally insane wing and kind of doing that, like we've done everything essentially that there is to do, give or take 1 or 2 little things like a mail room here and there, or the bakery or the restaurant. One of the biggest influencing factors, oh my God, this is like one of the biggest influencing factors. Not only do you have to deal with legendary prisoners who are just godly and can tank tasers left and right, the gang's situation is so frustrating to deal with. It really is. And I can turn them off. Like, there is an option to turn off gangs, and that's fine. It's just like there's to my knowledge, there's no real mechanic in the game to sort out the gangs and kind of solve their issue, because one of their biggest problems is their leader typically ends up being legendary and aggressive. So the leader ends up in lockdown or solitary all the time, which annoys the gang, and the gang starts rioting until the leader is out of solitary. And you can't really do anything about that other than just not punishing your inmates, which is its own problem. So it's just such a... I love the concept of the gang's system, and I've had fun with it, but it's just... It's proving to be more frustrating now than it is fun. Now, I will admit, there are some things I could do in this prison to improve it. Giving some luxuries to more of the prisoners would certainly help. But the safety stat, there's very little I can really do about that, because safety, from what I gather, is tied to the overall danger level. And the overall danger level is tied to, I mean, my staff morale isn't very good. That's something I'm working on, but it's tied to like how aggressive your prisoners are feeling. And so it's just this like really vicious cycle of, hey, your prisoners are rioting because your prisoners are rioting. And it's just really annoying. It's just this really annoying cycle that you end up in. Anyway, what I might try and do down here for the Supermax prison is building a slightly better laundry room so that we can hopefully maybe deal with the fact that there is demand for better laundry in here. So we'll sort of just tack it onto the side of this hallway. I think that's probably fine as a location. It is going to be staff that run this, so we'll see how that ends up working out for us. We'll go for a nice staff double door right about there, and hopefully we can build this nice and quickly so that I can maybe start providing them with some clothes, because that is something they've been complaining about. That's something they're not particularly happy about. Clothing is a big deal for these guys. Luxury is obviously a problem too. Freedom a problem, but I mean, they're in prison, so there's only so far we can go with the freedom thing. But I'm hoping this is going to help. Oh, now that's interesting. I'm not entirely sure why the laundry room would work like that. I guess it's because we have technically got 2 down here that are connected to all of these different cells. What I think I'd like to do is set this one up so that it's only going to deal with the cells in that space. I think we set this one up so it's only going to deal with the cells in this space, and then that laundry room can deal with everything that it's now connected to. And that will hopefully be fine. Do we have prisoners set to work in those rooms? Did we ever do prison labor in here? I honestly don't remember. We technically did. I don't know if any prisoners are actually doing anything with that, but that's fine, I suppose. We're not going to put them in here because that's a terrible idea. What I will do, I suppose, is hire another 10 janitors, I think is probably an idea. We'll go to deployment and we're going to say that I guess we want janitors to be in here a bunch of the time. So we'll do, I guess, 3. I have no idea how many I can put in there. We'll do 3, I guess, at all times, and we'll see if that works out for us. We'll see if that maybe helps us just deal with the laundry problem. Okay, it didn't help with the laundry problem. We have 17 deaths. I guess some of which are up this way. Quite a few of them are up here. 19 deaths. Oh, this is just... I'm gonna be honest with you because I see no point in lying. I'm getting to the point with this where I just want to stop playing it. For better or worse, I'm getting to a point where it's like I just can't be bothered with like the constant rioting and the constant like danger levels, the constant deaths. Like it's really just getting to me. I know it's stupid. I know it doesn't matter. I know I can just go and build my criminally insane wing, but I genuinely feel like there's nothing I can do because the gang members misbehave because they're misbehaving. It's just this vicious. They are rioting because there's been danger. There is danger because there is danger. Like it's just a cycle that doesn't stop. And it's so tiring because it feels like there's nothing I can do about it. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. I genuinely don't. I don't tend to watch other people play Prison Architect. I don't want to look stuff up because I don't want to be too formulaic with it. So maybe I'm just an idiot. Maybe I need to put more time into it, but this is just really frustrating. It's a really, really frustrating system because like I said earlier, you punish a gang leader, suddenly the entire gang's rioting. You're punishing them for a valid reason and you can't single them out and say, do not punish this person. There's no system to do that. And the gang leaders are legendary and volatile by design, so they are more likely to riot and break things and attack people and kill people. So they're more likely to end up in solitary. And it's like, I don't know what to do with that other than turn the gangs off. And I mean, we have the option. We can do the legacy experience, the low experience. In fact, no, we can't change it after the fact. So I'm stuck with this. It's just great. Okay. I'm not gonna rage. I'm genuinely so close to being like, that's it. We're done. Let's, wrap it up there. We're gonna do escape mode. I'm so close to that point, but I feel it would be really, really like, it would be, I try not to swear in videos. I swear like a sailor on live streams. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I'm gonna make an exception for this one moment because I think it's just the best way to sum up kind of my thoughts on where we are. I think it would be really shitty to like be like, oh, we're done, we're out of here, whatever. And I think it's equally shitty that the game works the way it does with the gangs. So I'm just gonna ignore it, and I'm gonna come over here, and we're gonna do criminally insane because I said we were gonna do it because I said that was the idea. So the criminally insane wing is a thing that we want to do. We need to build a wing or cell block for the criminally insane with 10 padded cells, intake 10 criminally insane prisoners, and hire 2 psychiatrists. Each of them will require an office. That's totally fine. We can 100% do that. So if we go into planning mode, we're going to do our usual little thing down here with just a little bridge section, which can come out to about there. We'll sort of feather it around this corner a little bit so it just looks a little better. Now, I suppose what we can do for this criminally insane prison is keep it relatively small. So similar to what we did with Death Row, except obviously we need 10 cells for the grant. I'm also not entirely sure what's actually needed for a criminally insane prison. So I'm going to just go for some kind of little entrance thing here. We can do, I don't think it needs a reception, but we'll do like sort of an entrance area thing, lobby, whatever we want to call it, so we can kind of split things off a little bit there. I think we sort of continue. Do I want to continue straight through? I guess it wouldn't hurt if we sort of have a big old corridor that kind of comes down this way. And at the bottom of it, maybe we do, again, I don't know if they have a yard. I would imagine they get a yard. So we'll do a decently sized yard right about there. We can maybe do some windows so that they can see through to new people coming in. That could be sort of interesting. And then I guess we do need some offices for some psychiatrists. That's absolutely a must-have. So I think down here, we could do another corridor sort of flanking the yard. I might even have these sort of open but sheltered. That could be kind of interesting to do. And then my thinking was that corridor could sort of come around. Maybe that gives us access for staff to come down through here. And our offices could be whatever size we end up with here. So that will be 7 by 6. Can I, what size are we looking at here? 11. So if I was to go 6 that way, about 8 that way, we'll just make them slightly larger because we can. That could be a couple of psychiatrist offices right about there. And that entire space is 8 by 11. So up at this side, I'd like to do 8 by 11 as well. Maybe that can be a staff room or a canteen or a kitchen or whatever. Seriously. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're tunneling? Oh my God, that's new. Okay, let's just deal with that. In fact, we'll zoom right out and get rid of any tunnels. Oh, no, we still have a bunch of tunnels in here. My workers don't seem to be dealing with them, which is really interesting. I think it's because I keep clicking outside of the map to get rid of them. That might actually be the entire reason. And you know, I think so far this is looking okay. So this will be our 2 psychiatrist offices. This is sort of our entranceway. This can be our staff room. This will be a kitchen, staff canteen, maybe a security room or an armory or a kennel. Then the same with this one, security room, armory, kennel. This is our power plant, our water pump. Up this way, we can do a hot water heater, and we'll need another one of those over by the cells, which I'm thinking can sort of live just vaguely over here. Now, if we come out this way, we do, like I said, need 10 cells here. And I'm kind of tempted to go slightly larger on the cells than we usually do, just because we have a little bit of space here and we're not going to be going too crazy with the number of inmates in here. So a little something kind of like this, I think, looks neat. Is that bigger or is that actually smaller? I think it's 3 by 3. My cells are usually 2 by, they're usually 3 by 4. Is that bigger or smaller? I think we might want to go just a little bit further this way, and we'll just make them a bit bigger. They're padded cells, so that's going to be new. But yeah, this will be fine. I think this is the 10 cells that we need for the grant, which is about where I'm willing to stay for now when it comes to these guys. They will probably want a common room, but what I'd also like to do is kind of bring this corridor up and around the back of them, so we have that extra layer of security, which is a must-have for a little facility like this. But we could also maybe do just like a weird little closet thing here, and that's where we can put the hot water boiler for these cells, and that way we don't have to worry too much about getting hot water into them. I think we could also do some doors here and here, so this is just a little cell block. Some doors here and here, so that's nice and secure. Some doors here and here for the yard. That'll be our main entrance to the yard. And we probably don't need doors. Well, we might need doors down here and here, just so they don't make a run for the back of things. That'll be all right. We'll have some doors here because this is going to be our staff area. We'll have doors over here, here, and here. And then obviously all of these individual rooms will have their own doors, which is totally fine. But that's looking pretty solid as far as I'm concerned. I don't mind that too much. I don't know what the criminally insane prisoners can do, though. They can have visitation, they can have mail. That sounds horrible. Phrasing it that way sounds horrible. They can do well-being. So that's your group therapies for alcohol, spiritual guidance, animal therapy, conflict resolution. So we probably want to give them There's also there's gang rehabilitation and tattoo removal. I guess, hold on, is gang rehabilitation something that am I sleeping on that? That is a program that's in here, right? Have we been doing gang rehabilitation? We have a lot of parole. We have death row, animal therapy, conflict resolution, farm work safety. I don't see gang rehabilitation. We have workshops where we can do things, I guess. Let me sort by prisoners only. Let me sort by medium security. And then let's see what we can do. So the fight club has like nothing. The yard, I'm like right clicking on these and it's not doing anything. It usually shows me what I'm able to, oh, it's left clicking. Okay. Fair enough. So gang rehabilitation is, that's guard taser certifications, breathing therapy, spiritual guidance, infirmary and whatnot. Fight club has nothing. The workshop has all that stuff. Where is gang rehabilitation? How do we do that? Because that seems like it would be really worthwhile. That seems like something we could get behind. Okay, I've given up looking for that, but what I've decided is that down here we can do something like a meeting room, we can do something like a chapel, we can do something like a flower garden, and that way we can do some of those well-being therapies for our criminally insane inmates. Where are you going? I do not understand why we've let this guy out here. Can I get some guard? I don't know if he's trying to escape. Honestly, he's grabbing some logs. Right. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Let him out there. That's perfect. Let's make sure. Can we make sure this is staff only again, please? They really shouldn't be running out there. That's not a thing they should be doing at all. Okay, so while we're building the criminally insane wing of the prison, I'm going to come down to our Supermax again, and I'm going to make some changes down here because I noticed that they're constantly complaining about luxuries. So let's see what happens. Let's see if we can do something about that. Let's see if we give them luxuries. Are they going to chill? I doubt it. I have my doubts. I do. It's that simple. I do not believe for 1 second that giving them luxuries is going to do anything other than to encourage them. Not positively encourage them, negatively encourage them. It's like when a toddler throws a tantrum because they want a Happy Meal and you give in, except in this case, the toddler is a violent, murderous prisoner. So it's, you know, obviously there's similar things. Or, you know, your cat's just discovered that you've got ham in the fridge and he really likes ham. That's true. That's a true story, actually. We've been trying to get my cat to stop. I would say begging. Begging isn't really the word for what Indy does. Indy is more, it's less begging, more demanding, that he does. But the long and short is we've been trying to get him to stop demanding food from the fridge quite as much because he's a very big fan of ham, as am I. But, yeah, he discovered we were doing pretty well until I wasn't aware he was in the house and I was making some food that included some ham and he came into the kitchen and saw me stood there with like ham and he did not shut up. He was not pleased until he got ham. And then when he did get ham, he still wasn't pleased because he wanted all of it. It was a whole thing. I have a very interesting cat, is basically the takeaway from all of that. Let's put a little jail door down here. This is basically going to be our store for this prison. I'm hoping it works out. I'm hoping it's going to be good. I'm hoping that it does something. I'm hoping that it does anything. I'm hoping that we can like maybe get them to stop killing each other. I have my doubts. I do. I don't believe for a second that they're going to stop killing each other, but I'm hoping it works out. I'm also hoping that this gets built nice and quickly. It is coming along, which is great news. And, I mean, the game is, I've noticed actually like stuttering every now and then as I have it running at full speed with like construction projects going on, but that's okay. I'm sure it's just, it's an old game, man. That's why I feel bad complaining about it, you know? I really do. Like my complaints in the last few episodes, I do feel bad about it, but it's still really frustrating. Because the game wasn't always like this, you know? It wasn't always like this. I remember, like, the game worked amazingly well way back when, 13 years ago, and I'm not pointing any fingers. It's an old game. I just, you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm not, doesn't matter at this point. It doesn't matter. Okay, so this building has been completed. If we go to rooms and we go to shop, we can, that's objects. If we go to rooms and we go to shop, we can place it right about here, which does get rid of a little bit of the yard, but that's honestly okay. If we go into objects and search for shop, we can get our shop fronts, which I guess, well, I don't know how many of these we're necessarily going to need, but I want to do at least a few of them so that we can have as many inmates as possible buying things as easily as possible. I've got no idea if that's really going to be the way to do it, but we can put some of these shelves through the middle. We can get some small tables and put them sort of down in those corners, I guess, and that will probably be fine for a shop in here. We can get some lights, of course, and put them in all of those spots so it's nice and bright in there, which is why we're bringing the power through as well. And then if we go to logistics, we go to prison labor, we can do 4 jobs in here, which honestly is fine by me. It is going to be Supermax, which I'm relatively sure we let them do. Yeah, we do let them do work, which is good. So hopefully that's going to help us out. Hopefully we are going to find ourselves in a situation here where we can start providing luxuries to the Supermax prisoners, and hopefully they're going to chill a little bit. Hopefully. It's a very big hopefully. But if this works out, that would be kind of amazing. That's, of course, if any of them happen to be left, because they wake up every morning, they start rioting, a bunch of them get shot. It's become a daily routine. Genuinely every day. There are so many little mini riots that have been cut out of not even just this series, this video. There are so many mini riots have been cut out of this video alone. Okay, so these guys are coming around and do look like they're doing a little bit of shopping, which is better than none at all. So we might see them chill a little bit. Like this guy just got himself, what did he get? What is that? That looks like a chocolate bar to me. So he gets some luxuries from doing that, which is great. I also realize, and I'm not 100% sure why it has taken me this long to realize, we don't have metal detectors in here. We don't, huh. Huh. That's interesting. I'm not sure why we don't have metal detectors in here. If we look at deployment, so I actually kind of want to make, can I make that space? No, I can't make that space staff only, which is fine. Yeah, it's just hit me that there's no metal detectors in here. So I could do 2 of them there. I could do there. I would want to do, I guess, up here as well, just to make sure that if anyone does go around that way, they're kind of being covered by metal detectors. And now, I mean, basically anyone going from the cells to anywhere else will go through a metal detector, which is basically what we want to do. We should do some metal detectors there, because that's going to make a fair bit of sense. And I'm slightly tempted, even though they're not really necessary, to put them just at the bottom of each of the cell blocks as well. And the reason I want to do that is because I remember, and I don't remember if this was in Discord. I think this was a YouTube comment. I don't remember who it was from. I don't remember what episode it was in. I'm so sorry. But I remember someone mentioned that metal detectors almost have like a cooldown on them. So when they ping, they'll be like, hey, this person has contraband, but they don't ping instantly for the next person. So it's possible that someone can kind of get in behind another inmate with contraband. So I guess this will kind of work out. This will be a way to sort of deal with that. We could even go so far as sort of lining this entire space with just more metal detectors to really, really try and catch them out and really, really try to find whatever they might be smuggling in here. Okay, so a little while later, and by that I mean quite a while later, because my workers have been doing like a million things other than building this place, but a little while later for you, we're gonna get this place furnished. We're gonna get this thing up and running. We, as per usual, have our morning kickoff with these guys losing their minds, which is just fantastic. They're all complaining about safety. This is actually something happening across the entire prison. They're all complaining about safety, yet these are the ones that are just disrupting the safety of the prison the most. I'm not going to get into it. I've said my piece on it. It's a vicious cycle that seems like nearly impossible to break. They've got luxuries. They're not happy about it. I don't care. I'm building my new facility. That's all I care about. So when it comes to a canteen, I guess what we do is a pair of serving tables. This is my staff canteen, actually, isn't it? I didn't give the prisoners a canteen. How did I forget to give the prisoners a canteen? Of all things I could have forgotten to build in here, a riot. I don't care. 27. Okay, maybe I do care. Hold on. Oh, it's in here. See, they're also complaining about a lack of safety, and yet this is what they do. Like, I don't... Oh, it is taking a lot of strength for me to not just be done with this. It's really getting to me. I hate it. I really hate this. I really hate this. Yeah, I mean, you know, what do you want me to do, right? Oh, gang members are furious. They don't like that people have been killed recently. They don't feel safe. And whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? Who is making the prison not feel safe? Why are the gang members furious? Because their leaders are idiots and got themselves thrown in solitary again. What do you want me to do? Just not punish them? Like, I'm losing it, man. Like, I could go in here and I can turn off. I can be like, nothing happens. Oh, they killed someone? Oh, well. Well, I could do that and it will probably help. It'll probably help. I'm not gonna do it because it's dumb. But it's like, the prison is dangerous because the prison is dangerous. I can't fix this. I don't have the knowledge to fix this. I don't know what to do here other than completely disrupt. I mean, maybe that's the point. Maybe the idea is that when your prisoners get so annoyed like this, and maybe this is where I'm going wrong. The idea is that they get so annoyed that you have to make drastic changes, like completely upending your schedule, giving them a lot more free time, etc., etc. Sure. Yeah, we'll just do that. That's an option. I'm not going to, but I just I just don't know. I really don't. Anyway, we don't need a huge canteen down here. We're only gonna have 10 prisoners in this space. So I'd like to get that built nice and quickly if we can before I start needing to be put into a criminally insane wing of a prison, because I'm I'm losing it, man. I'm really like, what do you want me to do about this, you know? Like, if we got anyone in a gang in there, yeah, you. Are you anyone important to a gang? No, you're not blue gang leader, that's fine. Blue gang leader, what are you doing right now? What have you done recently? Murder. So we'll just not punish them, right? Like, we'll just not punish them. That's the idea, right? That's how we fix this. We just don't punish murder. Anyway, I'm up here working on these padded cells, and I've just read that the padded flooring actually caters to the safety needs. So there is a non-zero part of me that wants to put padded flooring in all of these cells. And I think I'm going to experiment a little bit with these cells down here, and we're going to see if that does anything. It's a little expensive. I don't love that it's a thing we're doing, but if we look at you, and we kind of just keep an eye on you. So your safety need is like way up there, and it's not coming down. I don't think the padded floor is enough to take away from the fact that, you know, you've probably witnessed your fair share of murders in recent times. So yeah, I mean, you're also sleeping, so I don't know if that does anything for us, but we'll see what happens with that. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, over here, we are going to be furnishing this cell. I'm giving them a sink and mirror because that's going to help a little bit. We're putting some drains underneath it. We have our toilet and shower, of course. We're putting a lot of, you know, it's a padded cell with a lot of sharp edges is what I'm noticing. So this might not be the best, most efficient padded cell that you've ever seen, but it's a padded cell nonetheless. It'll work. It counts, and that's what matters. So we're very close to being done with the construction of the criminally insane wing of the prison. It's coming together nicely. I think it looks all right. Obviously, the canteen at the bottom is a bit of a late addition, but I think it's coming together pretty well. One thing we do need to do is go to bureaucracy, and we need to get orderlies, which is going to take about 12 hours to unlock, but this is because normal guards are prohibited from attacking criminally insane inmates as they might hurt them. No, we've not that we've not been doing that already, but you know, they might hurt them in the process. Orderlies are specifically trained to restrain the criminally insane without harming them. Orderlies will also fit straitjackets to psychopathic inmates at nighttime to prevent them from hurting themselves overnight. It seems, I don't know, it feels disingenuous to suddenly concern ourselves with, I guess it's different, like, I guess the criminally insane, you could argue, like, they don't quite know what they're doing. I don't want to get into the whole thing here, but we haven't really cared thus far about free firing on anyone in any other sector of the prison, and yet for the criminally insane, we need to be like, oh yes, we want orderlies for this, so don't hurt them. I don't know. We don't need to get into it. It's a weird conversation to kind of dive into at this point, but just interesting that we kind of need the orderlies, I guess. That's very interesting to me. Now, what we can do is get ourselves some psychiatrists. So you're going to be working in that office, and you're going to be working in that office. And that should now mean that all we need to do is intake 10 criminally insane prisoners, and we complete that grant. So if we go to reports and we go to intake, we can enable the criminally insane, and we're going to bring 10 of them in 15 hours, which is probably fine because we will have the orderlies by that point. And I guess at that point, we're doing pretty good. What I would like to do is have a bit of a look at our regime and make sure that criminally insane, well, I guess they're not listed because we don't have them yet. I honestly have no idea what kind of policy or what regime they follow. If we look at programs, though, we can edit the schedule. We can look for prisoners. We can look for, do we have insane sec? That's fine. And then I guess we do spiritual guidance. We should have some psychiatrist's offices. We'll do psychiatric consultations. I think will be a good little addition right there. We can probably do multiple of these kind of throughout the day. We could maybe even stagger them, not that we necessarily need to. We have the yard where we can do breath or breathing therapy, maybe a couple of times throughout the day. We have the flower garden where we can do some flower therapy kind of at the end of the day. And we can have animal therapy, conflict resolution, and the reformed prisoner consultations just in there. And that'll be just a bunch of stuff for these guys to do, which will hopefully help them out a little bit. Also, 3 deaths today. That's actually, given that it's like the middle of the afternoon, not terrible. It's not good, but things are getting better around here. Believe it or not, they're improving. I know it doesn't seem like it, but they definitely are. And, you know, I think now that we're dealing with another specialized, I do not want to do a tunnel search right now. I just said things are getting better. Let's not annoy them. What I would like to do is see if we can get more people into protected custody. We do only have 3 of them right now. So if we go to intelligence, we go to our informants. We don't have very many of them, but we can activate all of them, and we should find, ooh, what are you? So you're a federal witness. That says to me that you want to go to protective custody. You're almost getting out of here, but that's fine. Do we have anyone else I should worry about right now? It doesn't necessarily look like it. We might find once we get the informants into the security rooms, we might find a little bit more that we need to be protecting around here. We also do have the potential for some more confidential informants over there. I'm not really too concerned about that, although I can't help but notice that we also don't seem to be moving any of the informants into the security rooms right now. If we could hurry up and do that, that would be great. Oh, wait, hold on. You need to go. Actually, no, no, you're not a snitch. You can go to protective custody. You're ex-law enforcement. That's definitely worth doing. I just happened to spot him running around down there while waiting for my CIs to go to the security rooms. Still haven't moved, by the way. It's been like 5 minutes. I'm still just kind of sitting here waiting on someone grabbing one of them. It'd be nice if they did. It'd be nice if I could get an idea of what's going on in my prison, but apparently my guards are... There's like 50 of them available. None of my staff are happy. Staff morale is 0% right now. I'm not entirely sure how. I mean, if we look into needs and we look at my staff, food is apparently a big one. That's interesting. Bowels and bladder actually do make sense. We don't have any staff bathrooms in this new facility. Recreation and comfort. I guess we probably just need more large-scale staff rooms, right? So let me do a little bit of planning here. Can I get some staff bathrooms into this space? I could do this. That'll give us 4 of them, and I think that's probably enough. We don't have a lot of money to spend right now, so this is going to be on a bit of a budget, but something like that should probably work out. We can do, I guess, just some regular blue staff doors just across here, here, and here. That one's being blocked by a tree, but that's all right. We'll prioritize that. We'll get some staff bathrooms into that space and everything will be okay. I do want to come down here and I do want to sell some objects. I'd like to make just a little bit of money off of those. Do we have anything in this workshop that we can sell? I think we absolutely do. And up this way, we absolutely do as well. So we'll get some money from all of that because I want to come down to this room. We're not really doing anything with this room. I can't remember what it was going to be. So I'm sort of thinking that we just make it into another staff room because we might as well. We can go into objects, we can search for staff room, and we'll do... I'm just going to do a bunch of these wide sofas because they're complaining about comfort. So a bunch of them up there. We do need the drink machine, so we'll put a drink machine there. We'll do a snack machine here. They're complaining about recreation, so we could do a pool table, we could do table football, and we have some arcade cabinets that we can maybe line right up there and right down there. And that's hopefully going to be good. I mean, we also have the table tennis thing, which we could put in the middle of the room, I guess. I guess that wouldn't hurt. Not the worst thing to put in there. It's more recreation, so sure, we'll do kind of everything we can do for that staff room and see if it helps us out at all. I would also like to do some radiators down here, at least one radiator there. I think would be a great idea. And I don't want to overdo it, so we'll just have like one radiator right there and we'll hope for the best. But here's hoping that this does help my staff along a little bit. And then I guess we need to get some orderlies. So these guys are 500 each. I guess we go and get 15 of them for now. Because, well, let's go to 25, I think. I misclicked and we went to 21, so we'll go to 25. What we can do, though, is look at deployment, and we should have assigned orderlies, which we do. We can say that overnight we have, like, 2 of them in there. Maybe 3, because they're not going to be assigned. Well, we'll do 4. That'll be fine. In the mornings, this is their... What is the morning? That's the shower thing, isn't it? If we look at our regime, it is... What way have I... Hold on a minute. How have I... Oh, shower and lockup is here. That's fine. So then it's eating time. So now when they're eating, we want to send the orderlies into that canteen. We can maybe put one in that hallway. We can put one in that hallway. That's not eating time. That's overnight. I'm doing this. That's my mistake. So here we'll do 3, we'll do 1, we'll do 1, and we'll do 1 just to make sure that that area is kind of nicely secure. Maybe even 2 down there. We move into free time. Do we have anything for these guys? I guess maybe they inherit the minimum security one. I don't know. Free time is going to be the yard. It is going to be the chapel. It is going to be the flower garden. It is going to be the cell block. And then we'll do sort of the hallways just between all those things again to make sure that everything's okay. We move into mandatory yard time. So we'll put 4 orderlies in there. Work and free time, I guess we'll do 3 in the yard. We'll do 2 in the cells, 1 in the hallways. And, but we have programs during those times as well. So we'll do a little something like this, maybe 1 less in there. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That should, we have enough orderlies to make this happen, I think. I'm relatively sure. That should be fine, I think. We can maybe go for 1 less in... we just... something like this. We do only have 10 of them maximum, so this should be fine. This should work out. We go back to eating, which is all right. So that should be good. I think that'll work. We'll make sure that this is insane sec only. We don't have any visitation for these guys right now, but we'll work on that. And then the orderlies, where are you going? I have no idea where they're going. I'm assuming they're going to an armory to... Yeah, I've got nothing. I don't know where. I want to follow them because I'm really curious about what they're doing or why they're doing it. So they're in the infirmary. That's another thing we don't have over here. And that might be a problem. that's okay. Let me try. Let's see. This infirmary here, if we go to deployment, just for now, I'm gonna make it shared. Just so if anything happens to one of the criminally insane, they can get brought over there, and we'll see how that goes. This has been built, which is lovely. So we'll go ahead and get our extra staff door for here. We can get our walls as well, which in this case, we'll do the tiled ones in between just to be a little bit different. We're going to need to bring some water into all of these spaces. So a little something like this should be totally fine. And then objects wise, we just need the toilets down here. They're a little bit bigger than they otherwise need to be, but that's going to be our staff bathrooms for this space. I realize I could have converted this into some bathrooms, but that'll be totally fine, I think. And there we go. It would appear that we do have our first criminally insane inmates coming in here. We have some orderlies down here to collect them. And I don't know what the bar above their head is their status. So they're calm right now. I don't imagine they're going to be thrilled about the long walk ahead of them, but that's all right. We did also manage to complete the grant, which is lovely news. So we have them coming in. There we go. We have our first inmates. I don't know how happy they're going to be here. I don't know how well they're going to behave. We do have criminally insane here, actually, which inherits the same thing as protective custody, which honestly I'm okay with. Protective custody has been largely well behaved, although I still have no idea if we have anyone else that needs to go to protective custody because my informants still have not been... Wait, why are you in there? What did you do? You got here and instantly attacked someone. Okay, we can end your punishment. We probably shouldn't have you in solitary right now. Can I... Oh, do I want to... Hold on. Let me double check something here. So I think unless they murder someone, they need to... I think we go a little bit less on these guys. I think that's a good... what's recommended for these guys? So we don't... Okay, that's okay. I think I don't really want to do solitary for them though, other than for murder, simply because I don't want to take them out. We didn't build solitary for them either. I forgot a lot of things for these guys. So we'll do something like that and see how it goes. The only time they go to solitary is for 24 hours for killing someone, which seems low. It doesn't seem like much of a punishment, but you know, it's fine. And instantly these guys are complaining about safety. They already don't feel safe, which is just great. This one's beating up the walls. Allison, knock it off. This is gonna be a whole thing. I mean, I don't know what we do here. Like I've said, right? The gangs are annoyed. I don't care. We have these guys in here. That's great. I did what I set out to do. We got the criminally insane wing in here. Apparently we have more prisoners than we can deal with. What's going on here? We have too many of... Why do we have 12 criminally insane prisoners? How do we have 12 criminally insane prisoners? How has that happened? No one gets upgraded to criminally insane, so how have we brought in 12 of them when we only have 10 cells and we're filling the capacity? I don't understand this game. I just don't get it. Sure. Sure, whatever. It's fine. I guess the good news here is that we do have some of these guys that are kind of chilling around here a little bit. They're, you know, going to the chapel. Some of them are going to be going over to the flower garden. Some of them are going to be going into, well, they would be going in here, but I think the ones that might go into those offices are probably in lockup right now. But for the most part, we've done what we set out to do. We got the criminally insane wing, even if the prison is on fire. So that's nice. That's always good. That's a good thing, I suppose. I got nothing, man. I got nothing. I don't know what to say about this prison. I really don't. I mean, seriously, if we look at our prison grading, it is worth $2.2 million. Daily profits are minus 20,000. We've had 170 staff murdered. Capacity is 369. We've had 256 deaths in custody. 59 people have escaped. We have had 724 paroled early with 7% reoffending. We've executed one prisoner, none of which were innocent. Our reoffending rate is 26%, which is honestly pretty good. We haven't yet lowered the average reoffending rate to 30%, which is largely because it's 51%. Oh my God. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. it's totally fine. And I mean, to be fair, there's a little bit of work that we still have to do here. We still have a bit of a challenge ahead of us. I don't know if I can get out this door, but we need to find a way to escape this place and you know, do it without getting murdered. We also need rep points, which we can spend to upgrade my strength, my toughness, how deadly I am, how quick I am. We have work to do here. We definitely have. We're not doing it today. So let me beat you up. Come here. Look at it. This might have been a mistake. This was a mistake. I'm running. Oh no, I think I might be sent to lockdown. Oh yeah, I've been sent to lockdown. I do have some rep points now though, which is good. So I could be a skilled fighter, or I could be strong. I hit harder. That's good. I can withstand more punishment in a fight. I think that's going to be necessary. I think. I think we're gonna want that. I definitely think we're gonna want that. Anyway, that is gonna do us for today, and that is gonna do us for the construction of this prison, which means that this is probably the last time we're going to be building anything in Prison Architect 1 here on the channel. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be very, very candid with you. I genuinely love this game, and it's been really fun coming back to it. It's been this weird sort of nostalgia trip because I played this game when it was first coming out, and this game is almost as old. It's been out for almost as long. Well, it's been available in Steam Early Access and then out for almost as long as this channel has been a thing. So it's in fact almost probably about exactly the same amount of time. This game is like 13 years old. The channel's about 13 and a half right now. So it's been this little time capsule of the type of games I was playing when this channel was just getting started. And that's crazy to think about. It is a game that I genuinely love. And for all of its faults, I will probably end up playing it again in my own time. There's very little like it. Even if my prisoners are murdering each other all the time, there's very little out there like it. There are a lot of games that looked like it, because a lot of games around the same time came out that looked like this, or looked like RimWorld, or looked like Airport CEO. But this has been really fun to come back to, and it's been really, really, like, there's been a lot of great feedback, a lot of great comments. It's been like this really fun collaborative thing, because almost every episode has started with a moment that's like, in the comments of the last one, I was an idiot, and so here's what we're doing today. So what I'm getting at is, you know, I end every video by saying thank you so much for watching, and that this has been an absolute pleasure, but I every now and then I want to remind everybody that yes, that is just an outro at this point, but it is also true. right? It's both things can be true. It is the outro that I go with for every video, but it's also true. I wouldn't do this if it wasn't an absolute pleasure, and it is. And, you know, thank you so much for watching, because this has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. And there will be a next time. There's going to be at least one more episode of this prison. It's just going to be escape mode. So, yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.